everyone. Welcome to the virtual online training session. And this is for Nakuru region. As you know, many young people in Kenya are at risk. They risk like cyberbullying. They risk also exposure to adult content in internet. And so today we bring you the rules. What are the rules? What are some of the rules that will help us counter this? And today we have a very special guest all the way from Nakuru region. One of our trainer, her name is Mrs. Clarice Ajwang. Clarice, you can take over.
Thank you very much, Marcella. Just as there Marcella said, I'm Madam Clarice Ajwang Bwanga. I'm going to take you through about online safety because we know it's something we live with and we cannot run away from it. So I'm going to take you through on how to help you to navigate on a digital space responsibly so that even as being that mostly people we are dealing with are parents and educators, you will be able to introduce your students or your children so that when they are online, they know what they're supposed to be doing. So thank you very much and allow me to share my screen on what we are going to learn today. So what we are going to learn today, we are going to be how to be safer online. So that is the major thing that we want to really see on how we can be safe online so that at the end of the day, we will be achievers and we will be able to use the digital space wisely and also encourage our students and our children to navigate the space nicely. So I think it's needed. I've already introduced myself. I'm Clarice Ajwang Bwanga, and I come from Nakuru County. That is the region that the Sote are dealing with today. So allow me to take you through. And it is my prayer that we are going to interact together. So we are going to have fun. We are going to participate well. And I will encourage you, just as you join me, please indicate where you're coming from and also indicate on the chat. So mostly we are going to use the chat session. So that is the place whereby you will always answer the question, because just as the have said, the session is supposed to be so much interactive. So I want us to know more about, let us talk about internet, because this is something we cannot run away from. And internet is a very powerful tool. We can do so many things online. And just during this COVID, we all realize that internet is the way to go, because most people have been working from home. Students have been doing their virtual learning through it. And that one makes us know that we cannot stop using this powerful tool that we have. So we are going to have some fun and find how you would like to use the internet. So I will just pause, and this one should be answered through the chat section. How you have been using the internet. How often have you been using the internet? So you can just go to the chat and tell us if maybe it's once in a week, maybe after 1 month, maybe after 2 months, maybe after a day, maybe after some times. So that is something that we really want to concentrate on now. So I believe you have indicated on the chat. So what we want to do, what I just want us to do, these are some of the things that we normally use the internet. So I will just ask you, do you use your internet to chat with your friends? And when I talk of chatting here, what I'm trying to implicate here is mostly we use the social media, social platforms, let me use that, to maybe chat with our friends, and this can be through Facebook, this can be through WhatsApp, this can be through Telegram. Do you use them? sometimes, do you give even your students or homework to use through internet? And that's what I was talking about, the virtual online. And then now this also happened. We all know that. Do you share your internet photos of yourself and your family? And lastly, do you use the internet to share funny photos and video? So I will want you to answer that through the chat section. I will want you to answer that through the chat section. And you'll find that as the chats are going on, you will find that, or you'll realize that mostly people use the internet. So if we use our internet in doing all these activities, it is wise that we should be safe when we're using this particular tool, so that we may enjoy it and we may have many benefits towards it. And despite that, we also have some bad guys. And these are the bad guys that we really want to find a way on how to deal with them, so that we really don't find ourselves on the side of these bad guys. So the bad guys that we have is oversharing. So oversharing, this is whereby you just share too many things. We will talk about it. Hackers. Hackers are these people who will just get into your privacy, especially for malicious purposes. And then we have the phishers. These particular phishers, they are also people who will try to lure you with information that you will think that they are really true. And lastly, we have the troublemakers. So the troublemakers, and this is very common, and I will advise the parents and the educator. These are, as we had seen it about the troublemaker, these are those who bully our children or our students online. So we want to see how can we deal with these four bad guys, and that's why we are here, so that we can know how to navigate responsibly when we are on the digital space. So we have how to be an internet hero. So for us to be an internet hero, I would rather say we are going to have, these are going to be our major objectives of today's presentation. So by the end of the presentation, maybe in the next 30 minutes or so, or 1 hour, we should know how to be sharp. So when I talk of how to be sharp, that will be our objective number one, where we will have to know what to share. And then our second objective will be strong. When I talk of be strong, how can we protect ourselves online to avoid people getting into our personal information? And number three, it's always good to be alert. And when I talk on this objective number three, for us to be alert, what I mean here is that you are supposed to be able to identify the real information and the fake information. That's why we say to be alert. And the objective number four is being kind. It's good to be cool when you're on the internet. When I talk of being cool on your internet, it will also depend on what you're posting. Is it really affecting somebody? So those are some of the things that I'm going. And the last objectives that you're going to have is be brave. And when I talk of be brave, I just mean when you are in doubt about things, don't trust everything on the internet. Be spectacle in such a way that be ready to ask. And this is what we're supposed to be encouraging our children and the youth. In times of this particular time that they are online throughout, and especially online, when they realize something that is not good, let them be brave enough to ask so that they can be advised. So I will go direct to my first objective. And my first objective, just as I've said, is be sharp. Yeah, share with care. You may share things that according to you are good, but according to your audience. it's not pleasing to them. And that's why we are saying you have to be sharp, or sometimes we normally say you have to be smart on what you are sharing. Know your audience. Just as we say, we know that when you are connected to the internet, it allows us to share many things by just a click of you have already shared. And this one, you can vividly see how the arrow is moving. By clicking, it's just sending. By just clicking, it's just sending. So that's why we are saying it is good to be sharp. And that's we say the internet connects all of us to share many things in many ways, but we should be able to be mindful of others. We can reach friends near and far. Like now, I'm reaching several parents and I'm reaching several teachers by just using the internet. So you can see on the particular. Let's talk about the visual information that you can see on that particular video, or sorry, on the particular image that is appearing. So the image that is appearing is just of Salt Bay. It's just a video of a man preparing a barbecue. So let me see if we can really be able to play that video. Okay, so maybe there's, okay, let me proceed. So that's what I was trying to say, that it is very important. Now, when we talk of I want us to discuss about the images. You can see which image, just as per what to ask you. Which image, I have the 3 images there. Which image will you think will go viral? Which image would you think that will go viral? So we have 3 of them. And we have 3 of them. So I just want to tell me, maybe you think image 1 will go viral because of this, image 2 will go viral because of this, or image 3 will go viral because of this. And this one, that's why I'm telling you, for example, maybe sometimes if the people who are presenting, you'll find that the image 1 maybe may go viral, depending on your audience. Yeah, depending on your audience. And what I also want you to know is that when an image go viral, it will be viewed with several people. Yeah, so, and that's why what I want to, you can find there's a video we are going to watch, and this is what I'm going, it will take us less than 1 minute to watch that particular video. And this is just to help you know that the video can go viral. Like the video we are going to watch is for Emanuela, and you'll find that it has been watched by more than 1 million plus people. So it may be for fun, that is okay. But sometimes others may post something that it's not for fun. So allow me to play that video. Just. I hope maybe the link is on the chat. Okay, so there's some. So that's what I'll want to talk about. Like the video that I was to play was about for the Emanuela, and you'll find if you Google, if maybe they will post the link. Marcella will post the link. You'll find that those people who are able to watch that particular video, there are more than 1 million. So that's why I was trying to put across that sometimes the video might go viral, but it is not bad. Maybe it's just for fun. Yeah. But sometimes you may post something that will go viral and it is not for fun, which might cause harm. And that's why I still insist that you really have to be smart on what you are posting. Yeah, so the next thing that we are going to talk about is maybe oversharing. And when I talk about oversharing, this is whereby you share so many things. You just share so many things. Yeah, you just share so many things that at the end of the day, even your follower may not even bother to read. And this may be also disadvantage to you. Because if you overshare, maybe there's a time you might want to share something that which is very important, and people might be able to say that what you're sharing, this person just like oversharing. So let us learn on sharing things that will really not take a lot of time. Yeah, so there are some things I want to do. This is a particular, just an activity that I really want you to understand. So you find like that is Chipo Pity just posted that I hate my teacher, and you'll find there were some comments there. So I just want to ask you, what will you think about the two phrases? And I will ask, why might you think that Chipo might be in trouble? Just go to the chat section. Sorry, go to the chat section and write comments why you think that Chipo might be in trouble because of posting that particular comment. Yeah, take your time, just type. So what I will say is that the internet is full of many stories of people who share more information than they should share. And this might caught up, like for this year, for Chipo, this Chipo might share this. And Chipo does not know that she is a friend of the teacher. So I think Chipo might be in problem. So that's why we are really trying to encourage you to avoid oversharing. And even if it's a must that you must share, please know your audience and share the appropriate content. So we have what we term as settings, because sometimes it is good for you to know what I mean when you say this is like personalizing your particular platform that you are working. How would you want, just like in real world, you will not really want people, if people come visit you, they are visitors. Maybe you have a bash in your home, or maybe you have called people, it's a get together for the family. You will not feel comfortable if they are moving from one room to another. At least maybe, especially maybe into your bedrooms, your children's bedrooms, so you'll not feel comfortable. So that is the same thing that I want us to apply here. You may not find it comfortable if everybody is viewing what you are posting, your personal information, and the like. So that's why we will advise you that it is always the same way, just the way you will not want people to get into different rooms into your house. Is the same way you will also want people when you're on the online space, people not to be able to see different anything that you post, or maybe even you are personal. So what we encourage you here is settings are awesome because they'll allow you to control who sees your page, and especially if it is on Facebook, you can decide to who sees what you post on your Facebook. If it's maybe on WhatsApp, you'll be able to see who you're supposed to be. So it's always advisable to tell our students and our children to customize their settings. So we have an image there. So I would ask, sharing can also be incredible force for good if it is done right. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have that particular image. So I hope it's going to play this time. I want us to watch this particular video. Okay, let's try and watch that video. Yes, I believe you have watched the video, and you have seen what it entails. Whereby you have seen the, in fact, the last thing where we were sharing, uh, when what you share, when you post everything. What I just want you to know is that when you post anything online, it's like you have shared it to the entire world. So I want you to think about what. Tell me what has happened into that particular video, and tell me just what you have realized through the chat section. Yeah, so what good is coming with sharing of that particular content? So that is very important, and I will just want you to know that when we share, let us just share something by knowing, recognizing the benefits and the positive of the content. How will it really affect your audience? That's what I'm still talking about. Yeah, so we really have there's an activity here. Is it worth sharing? So I think I will now, the first one, they are arranged in the first row will be 1, 2, 3. The second row will be 2, 3, will be 3 to, will be 4 to 6. So we will number them into that particular order. So I just want to ask you, is it really okay to share your home address and phone number? So your news article. So I will just want you to tell me, as per what I've projected, what do you really think is important for you to share? I'll give you some times to just tell me what you really think it is important for you to share. Please try it. Please try it. I will ask you to tell me what you really think it's important for you to share on the chat. I will advise you to tell me what you really think it's okay for you to share. Like you find sharing your home address and your phone number, it will depend with which people you are sharing with them. Your password and email, that one I'll automatically say it is not advisable. Dictionary definition, very important to share. Your photos, music that you love, it will also here depend with your audience. Your holiday dates, it depends with the person. You may find that those people who are comfortably sharing their holiday dates, some people are not really comfortable sharing. The location of your restaurant, the location of a restaurant, just tell me if you really think that is wise. Just tell me if you really think that is wise. I'm waiting. Yeah, apart from your location, an embarrassing photo of your family, is it really wise? So you are going to realize some of the things are just okay for you to be able to share, while some are not really okay. But what I will want to let you know that is what might be okay to you might not be okay to other people. So like a nasty message about your teacher, that one is not wise. Your friend's homework, I think that one is interfering with the privacy of your friend, so it's not worth. Invitation to your party, that one you can share to those people you want them to be able to come to your party. Yeah, so as per what we have done, we are going to play. Let us play something. And this one, you are going to help me by just, I'll project and you'll be able to help me what you really think that it is wise to share. So let's do this. Once it's on the internet, it stays forever. That is one thing that you really have to know. So that one automatically it is true. So once you have posted something, and let me just do it. What I want to say, once it's on the internet, it stays there forever. So can you go to the chat section and indicate whether this particular information is true or false? I will take maybe the shortest time. Maybe I'll give you 30 seconds to go to the chat section and type if that particular information is true. So let's say if it's true or false, and we are realizing it is true. Anything, and that's where you find this that says internet never forgets. Let's continue playing. 1.37 billion people uses the internet. Please type that on the chat section. Please type that on the chat section. Yes, let's see. That is very true. So we really have to be sharp on what we are posting. People like becoming memes and go virals. People like becoming memes and going viral. Do people like becoming memes and going viral? Let's check on our answer. Hope you are typing or you're using the chat section to answer, or the comment part of the, if you're using the comment part of it, if you're in Facebook, I hope you're using the comment part of it to give us your feedbacks. Yeah, it is false. Nobody will want to go viral. So that one mostly it's false. Sharing online can reveal your location. Sharing online can reveal your location. So is that really false or true? Let's see if it's false or true. That is very true. And this one, if you check on your Facebook, you'll find you are nearby. You'll just find your location there. So when you are online, it will automatically reveal your location. If you don't share with your parents, they won't see it. If you don't share with your parents, and this we should advise the youth, sometimes maybe they think that if they're not your friends, you might be able not to see what they have posted. So let's see what comes from it. It's false. They might see that you might be a friend of your auntie, and your auntie might reveal to your parent. So when you don't share with your parents, don't think they will not see it. Yes, and I guess we are now done with being sharp. I think we are proceeding well, and Now I believe is my first objective is achieved, whereby I will congratulate you for you have passed the first test. So let us now go to the next objective, which was being strong. And I told you when I say be strong here, what I meant is your security. And here we are going, remember we had the 4 bad guys. The first one was oversharing that we have done with. So how do we become strong? So, and the bad guy that we really want to deal with here is bad guys like the hackers. So that is the bad guy. And when I talked of hackers, we said mostly their work is just for malicious purposes. They want to get your personal information. And once they get your personal information, they will be able to crack your password. And once they have cracked, they can get into your bank and you just find they have drained all your finances. So that's why we are having this particular information, so that you are able to see on what you're supposed to be sharing and what you're not supposed to be sharing. Yeah, so those are some of the password. So can you crack the password? I just want you to go to the chat section and try and see if you are able to crack the password. There are 3 passwords, so that we'll be able to see that why are we trying to advise you to be strong when you are online? Why are we trying to advise you to be strong when you are online? So just go to the chat section and try and get the information why we are trying to advise you to be online. Because you will say, if you say maybe you can crack number 1, you can crack number 2, and as you crack them, you tell me which words are missing. Like now I may decide those are some 3 guys have decided to set their password using that. So you will find that that one is like a series, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is very, very easy for a cracker to be able to guess that you missed that word. And then when we go to the second one, you find that the maybe your password may be password. So just the way the words were, it is very easy for somebody to crack. And lastly, when we go to the third one, we will be able to see it was just the word hello. So you find these words are very easy, and that's why we really discourage you to not to have some simple words, or maybe use some things that a cracker can easily guess. Yeah, so where we want to, and this one I will still refer you to your chat section or into the comments section. What is a strong word? What is a strong password? So please try and chat and just indicate what you really think is a strong password. Please try and indicate and just indicate what you really think is a strong password. Yeah, I will give you some times. Remember I said the session is supposed to be very interactive. Yeah, so the very, very first tips, as we can see on the chart, the very, very first tip is that mostly, and you will all agree with me, mostly when you're opening any account on the internet, they don't really allow characters. They don't really allow character less than 8. So between 8 and 12, that one is a strong password. So those are some of the things, some of the tips you're supposed to be knowing when you're creating your password. Okay, another one, you should also mix numbers and letters. It is to be very difficult for someone to guess if you have mixed the numbers and letters. Uppercase and lowercase should be used. What I mean by uppercase and lowercase, this is when you are creating your password always make sure you have capital letters, is what we refer in computers as uppercase, and small letters is what we refer to as lower case characters. So make sure in your password you have that, and special characters. So if you find yourself using all these, it will be very, very difficult for someone to crack your password. So let's make some memorable. How will you create your password in such a way that maybe you will try to create it using a phrase. We normally term them as passphrase. And how we can help you know how you can now interchange to confuse those who want to hack into your account so that they are unable to do that. But what is used in password, if you forget it, don't ever try and use something that you know very well you can forget it. Because if you forget your password, we normally say forget your account. So you will find this is some of I want us to match them. So can you just try, instead of using E, which letter can you use? So I just want you to try and pair them. Just the way you are seeing them appearing on the screen, I really just want you to pair them so that we are able to see. Maybe I may give you a hint. Instead of me using letter 8, or if I want to put letter B, I can match B and 8. So anytime that I want to type B, I know I've matched it with a digit, which is 8. So that's what I want you to try and be able to match for me. And that one, you can only do it maybe through the chat section. Yeah, so that is what I meant. Like you find that instead of typing letter G, you type 9, or when you want to type 9, you type G. So if you use this particular way, can somebody be able to crack? Just tell me on your chat section, is somebody able to crack? If instead of maybe I wanted to write the word, my password will be tell 90. So instead of tell, I will use positive. Instead of T, I use positive. Instead of E, I use 3. Instead of maybe L, I use 1, 111. And instead of maybe I say it 50, instead of 5, I use S. And instead of 0, I use O. So you are going to see that it is going to be very, very difficult for someone to crack. So let's see how to create some password. And when we say creating a password, you already now have the tips on how to create a password. But we can still also give you what we term as, I think I'd mentioned it, is called as paraphrase. It's just a phrase. So from that particular phrase, you decide which letters. Maybe you would decide you want to, in the first 2 letters, you want to take the 2 letters, and then the rest, maybe you take the entire one. So let's have some of the examples here of the paraphrase. Like, my little brother Ethan was born in December. That is something that you can never forget. So that is the phrase you are going to use. So you find that when you are creating the password, you really know that your little brother Ethan was born in December. So we want to use that phrase to be able to see how we can create the password. So if you find this, my little brother Ethan was born in December. So you are going to see here, I've taken M, my, and then L and B. And then I've taken the entire word Ethan, whereby the entire words, if you are very keen here, you are going to realize that the words that I've taken the entire words are starting with capital letters. So you are going to realize I've already applied the use of uppercase and lowercase. So you find my little brother Ethan was born in December. So that's how we normally create a phrase. And we can also see the same. I can also decide to have it on another format. So here you'll find where there was my little brother Ethan. You see E, I've now taken the digit that to represent. Was born in, instead of using I, I've taken the I to face the other, and then the word December. You'll find that instead of B, I've taken 8, and instead of E, I've taken 3. So it is very difficult for someone to crack this particular password. Yeah. So this one, you see, I've mixed it. So it is still just the same. So that is how we use the paraphrase. So I'll want us to do some activities here. Can you remember your password? So, so I just want you to be able to, just a minute. I just want us to be able to see if you are able to remember our password. So here you either say do or don't. Use unique password for each of your account, important account. So just say if it's a yes or if it's a no. Yeah, so do use unique password for each and every account, because if you use the same one and a person comes and know it, automatically he will be able to hack your account. The next one, use personal information, names and address as your password. We have just talked about that. So is that a do or a don't? I think that is a don't. Don't use your personal information to use as a password. That one that people can easily guess. Use password that can easily be guessed, like nicknames, favorite balls, teams. What do you think about that? Don't. Remember, we have said don't use password that we said passwords are supposed to be easy to remember but difficult to guess. Use at least 8 characters. At least, meaning you can have more than that. That is very right. You should use that. Share your password with people so that you don't forget. I want you to tell me if it's right for you to share your password with people so that you don't forget. And that is a don't. You don't share your password. Password is your secret. Log out to your account after you are finished on a public computer. So these are tips. Yes, do not leave your account if not unlocked. And even if it still is logged in. And even when you are logging in and the computer requests you to make it remember for you, always decline. Because if you say it remember, any person who comes and log into your account and you had already advised computer to remember for you, the computer will automatically remember the words, the password, and the person will get into your account. Remember my password when using a public computer. I've said that one, don't. Yes, so I think we are done with our objective 2. We are done with our objective 2, and we will now move to the next objective, which is alert. So when I talk of alert, this is now we are going to deal with the third guy, which is a fisher. Yeah, so when I talk of alert, we are going to deal with the third guy, these people who make us not to be comfortable on the internet, which is a fisher. How to be able to identify fake information and real information when you are on the internet. Yeah, so I will say phishing can be defined, or we can describe it as an attempt to obtain sensitive information such as your name, your password, credit card details, and normally it's normally done for bad reasons. So that's why we really want to make sure that you don't fall into this particular trap. So there are some of the things that we are going to check on about the fishers. And remember, these particular fishy people, they normally bring for us information that are really attempting. So if you're not very keen, you just find yourself, you have logged into that particular, you have already clicked on it. So it's normally said when something is too good, think twice. Yeah. So like here, you can find what you can see there is click here to win 1 million and see everyone who is in love with you. How will you? So those are some of the things that you really should really know about phishing. They are really, and this one, they will really do it for our teenagers, our children, and our students. So we should advise them when they see such particular link, they are not supposed to be clicking. So we have some of the ways to normally spot fish, this particular funny information or sites. One thing, normally go to your web address, and in your web address, check on the URL. Make sure there is some security in it. And how will you be identify the security in it? Check on your, if it does not, if your HTTP does not have the S or next to it, that's a fake site. So don't click it. And also if there's no that sign of a padlock, please never click it, meaning that the site might not be fake, but there is not secured. So I just want, has anyone been ever caught into this type of phishing? So if there's anyone, it is good to tell us, or maybe you can chat. Just as the way I've shown you how to differentiate the genuine one and the one that is not genuine. Does the site, so these are some of the things that you'll be checking. Does the site include indicator of trustworthy site like badge? So if it has those particular, those are some of the things you'll be checking on. And the URL, I've said, does the URL match the name? So check on your URL. Does it offer something that is too good to be true? Those are some of the tips I'd already given you. And then, are they pop-ups? So those are the real fake ones. Are they real? That they pop-ups? Does the URL have the S at the end of it, and also a padlock preceding it, which is clean, which shows something that's secure? Is the person or the site asking you to reveal some private information? So once you have realized all these are the tips, so once you have realized these particular tips and you find them, always know that particular site is fishy and never attempt to be on it. So that is one of the things that I would really want you to master. So let us play something here, just like what we did about the password. So I really want you to tell me if this particular site is fake. So I really want you to let me know if the site is fake. Yeah. So you just check on your URL and you check on your URL the way I've said it and see if it has all this. Like this one, you may not say this is real. You can see there's S here and there's that green padlock. Congratulations message. You have won an iPhone. So is that really fake or is that really real? So I think this one automatically it's fake. Even if you just check the iPhone and also check on the font, there's no way this font the heading can be as big as that, and these ones are not even that much visible. So that's how to identify fake. So there's another one here. I have won a lottery. So the message is so enticing. So that one automatically is, remember we said when the deal is too good, think twice. So that one becomes fake. So check there. Hi, you seem like a person to hang out with. Let's have some fun. So what will you think about that particular slide that I've projected? Is it really fake or is it really genuine? So automatically this one is probably fake, because how can just pop up and say the person really want to hang out with you? And this one is normally common, like your Facebook account has been violated, your Facebook account has violated our policy. To avoid the suspension, click on this. Remember we said, can you check the URL if it has the same name of the content? But now if you check on this particular URL, you are realizing automatically they are totally different. So probably this might be fake. Yes, so we are done with our objective number 3, and we are only remaining with 1 to go. So we are moving to be kind. So when we talk of be kind, just another thing here that I really want to put across is that we are now dealing with the bad guys, the troublemakers. The troublemakers, people who will just want to harass people who just want to be mean when they are online. And that's why we are insisting that let us be kind and make sure our children and our students are kind. So when we talk of the troublemakers, I've just said these are people they like bullying people online. They are just cruel. They are not kind. They are mean. Yeah, so that is what these particular people, the troublemaker, they like hurting people's feelings. So what I just want us to talk about is, you tell me how can, when we talk about being kind, what I really want us just to know, to demonstrate some positive ways on how we can react onto our people's posts, how we can interact with people when they are on the digital platform or when they are using the internet. So I just want, how will it make you feel when maybe somebody harasses you online? So those are some of the things that I want you. So I just want you to tell me some ways that we can spread kindness online. Just chat and let me know some of the ways that you can be able to spread kindness when we are online. So I think maybe as you are chatting, you may find some of the ways is like maybe you have to be very positive on what we are posting. We should post things that will not really interfere with our audience. Yeah. And we should not even post things without the consent of those people who are dealing with that particular information. Maybe about somebody's picture, somebody's video, we're supposed to be getting their consent. So there's some activity, someone found your friend's phone and just decided to send real mean message about another student to bunch of people's forwarding. This is what we normally term as forwarding. So how will you feel? So I just want us to discuss, how will you feel? Because this is just one of the online bullying that normally takes place. Yeah, I think this part, the best thing, this is you may not feel it well, and maybe you may decide to apologize by saying somebody might be had your phone. Another one, somebody posts serious means comments about one student in your class blog. So here is whereby what you can do, or maybe we'll advise them, is always try and counteract it with a positive speech. That is okay. And lastly, there is an online game that is a bunch of your friends playing a lot. This one player starts saying real nasty stuff about one of your friends who is playing and they just won't stop. So in this particular scenario, is like if you really find that one of them, the best thing is I will encourage you is still to be an upstander. Be help, be supportive to this particular friend of yours that the friend is trying to say things that does not please them. So those are some of the positive response that we should have when we are really dealing with, when we are online. So these are some of the things, and I would really want us to be very keen. When you find somebody's just posting things about you that you don't like, block them. What I mean by block them mean it's like if it's on a social media, let them not be able to see your content. Support others, and this is what I was talking about, talking positive. Maybe somebody have posted negative comment, try to be very supportive, and then also be an upstander. An upstander, you should always be there for your friends or maybe your audience. And lastly, be responsible. When we talk of be responsible or take responsibility, once you have realized that maybe I have posted, maybe I did it not knowingly, the very, very first thing is to apologize to the affected person. And once I have apologized to the affected person, the next thing that I was supposed to be doing is to pull down that particular post. And we will be kind. Yes, so we are done with being kind, and lastly, we will move to be brave. So when we talk of brave online, what I mean by being brave online here is whereby talk about it. If you are in doubt, talk about it. And we should encourage our students and children to talk about anything. Let them have confidence in us so that we will be able to know the challenges that they are facing when they are online. Yeah, so we will, I've said talk about it. And when I say talk about it, they will be able to say to you. Another one, be able to report. That is another way. You'll find that, especially when you are on a social platform, if you realize somebody is harassing you, there are those policies that guides each and every social platform. So always be able to report. And before you report, this is what I will say is get proof that this is exactly what happened. And how am I going to get a proof? I'm going to get a proof by taking screenshot. Because maybe after somebody has realized you are not happy, the person may end up pulling it down. And when the person pull it down, you have no proof. And lastly, don't be afraid. So, and that's what we normally say, even if you are being bullied, it is not your fault to be bullied. So we'll always encourage you, don't be afraid. If you receive some comments from strangers. So when you do that, talk to your teachers. Let the student talk to you if they're in school, and especially in boarding school, or let them go and share what they have gotten with their parents. Yeah, so that is what I want us to now let us talk. I just want us to talk about what we have talked about, being brave, which is very important. What you are supposed to be doing for you to become brave. What do you do? What can you, when you get a chat of someone with whom you are familiar? I saw you with multi-class, all that, the information that I've projected. What do you really do? So that's what I want you to be able to see. If you really find such things, what are you supposed to be doing? You access. So like this one, you accidentally downloaded a virus on your computer. What are you supposed to be doing? And how do you respond? Once you have realized you have downloaded a computer virus, The very, very first thing is inform an adult. If they tell them, if they are young age, let them inform the adults so that the adult can take the responsibility, they can take the right action. But if they are of age, maybe 14 to 16 there, they know, and especially then they might have known what we term as an antivirus. So let them try and run the antivirus before the computer is infected by the virus. What do? You see a message which says everyone to wear purple tomorrow, but don't tell. Let's see. What do? In this scenario, please consult the adult also so that you can be able to know if the information is really genuine and all that. So that is what we say. And lastly, a student posts a group photo in public account and you hate the way you look like. What will you report that photo or not? How can you respond? So in this scenario, maybe if you really don't like, maybe you'll consult because he's a student and maybe you are of the same. Maybe you can ask her, you don't really like your photos going public. So you'll ask her to delete it or pull down. Let me use the word pull down the post. But if maybe the student was adamant, maybe what you'll do is now you just have to report to the necessary authority. And now I think we are done with our objective. Number 5. So we have done all the 5 objectives that we said. We have seen how to be smart, how to be alert, how to be strong, how to be kind, and lastly, how to be brave. So how to be an hero internet. So that is what we are going to do last. 1, we have seen what we talked about is smart. And that's what we said, be sharp. 2 was to be alert, get to know the kind of information that you post. And we are just doing a recap of what we have learned by just congratulating you for now being internet heroes. Be strong. Set your password by following the guidelines that we have just discussed. Be kind. Always be upstander of your fellow teachers or your fellow parents. And also we advise our students to be upstander of their friends. Lastly, be brave. When you really find things are not good, be able to share what you really have to share with an adult. And if you find that the person is not good, always try to report to the necessary authority. So that was what we had to learn. We have all our details that are featured. If you want to learn more, I believe the links have been shared on the chat section. You will be able to click and know more about if you really want to learn more. Even the website that I've just posted, you can copy it and be able to know more about how to be safer when you are online. Yeah, so that is it. And that will really mark the end of my presentation. And thank you very much. I will say thank you very much for taking your time to listen to me. Yes, thank you. And I really appreciate. Back to you, Marcella.
Okay, thank you so much, Madam Clarice Mwanga from Nakuru region. That was a very great session of the training on the online on how you're supposed to be the internet heroes. And it is now clear from our discussion and through the examples that internet can really expose and really list our children. But when you use the right skills and tools, we can use the internet for our career growth and our personal development. And next, you can catch up with the next training that is from Kiambu region on 28th, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you so much, Clarice, and thank you so much, our viewers. And I would like to remind you also to fill the feedback forms. I hope I have shared the link on YouTube and our chats. You can find it there, and please make sure you fill the form for us to be able to get your feedback. Thank you so much, everyone.